Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. So we talked about the Oscars a little bit yesterday, and I didn't talk about the actual Oscars because, quite frankly, I don't really care about it. I just care that the numbers are dropping. I would venture to say most of you who are listening to the Kevin Jackson Show didn't even watch it. I heard, here's some interesting things to think about, though. 500 LAPD police officers were at the Oscars, supposedly protecting the elite. 500 LAPD officers. Did they give every celebrity one, as a bodyguard? I can't even imagine that. Look, I've done big events. I was at CPAC. Let me think. I'm really trying to be honest here. If I saw 100 officers in Secret Service, I'd be shocked. And I'm talking about a huge building with thousands of people. And when Donald Trump, the president of the United States, was there, they had Secret Service, no doubt about it. Lots of plainclothes people, officers in SWAT, in tactical gear, and I'm sure some military. And I can tell you that if I saw 50 of those people, I'd be surprised. So I'm doubling it to say there were 100. 500 people. LA police, LAPD officers protecting people that don't want guns. I wish they'd have just said, we're going to bring in the Boy Scouts. Or, you know what? Bring in the Chippendales. I don't care. But don't give them guns. Let them protect these people. If they want protection, these are the biggest hypocrites on the planet that have to get 500 LAPD officers. I guess it's cheaper than their normal security force, because we always talk about teacher pay. We rarely talk about cop pay. No offense to teachers. I mean, y'all are important in my life, but I think a cop should get paid more than a teacher. That's just my personal opinion, but I believe a lot of people probably share it. Now, that being said, teachers are putting themselves in harm's way these days because there are a lot of bad students. Man, you guys wouldn't believe. I talked to people that were telling me, so I met some friends up in Oregon. They said their daughter teaches what they call special needs classes. Now, you think special needs are kids with autism or kids with Down syndrome. They said, nope. Special needs has become, get this, you're not going to believe it. If your parents aren't together, like you got a daddy in prison or something like that, and you're a behavioral person, you are in special needs. This guy told me, and his wife were telling me that his daughter teaches these special needs kids, and she says she's in mortal danger. They will fight. They spit on her. They curse her out. She says, the parents were saying, this is crazy. She's been doing it a year and a half, and they were like, well, you got to pay your dues. So the young teachers are getting these kind of assignments, and if you can survive it, and I mean, they said there are people that threaten their daughter's life. They have hit her. She's got bruises, black eyes, all kinds of stuff. I said, man, if it were my kid, I would be, she'd be a ninja. And if I had a daughter that was teaching that, I said, she'd be a ninja and she'd be daring people to hit her. I said, she'd be knocking people to flunk out. And again, man, it was funny to hear him talk about it. Guys, his wife is a mayor. I talked about her the other day. She's Hispanic and he's Dutch or something. Anyway, very fun couple. And they were just saying this is how bad it's gotten in education. But you know what? Regardless, I'm just saying a cop doesn't know what he's going to have to do. He or she's going to have to do. They run into harm's way. Teachers, you might get a completely benign job, but you're not going to get a benign job as a cop. Even some of these, what seem to be, cookie cutter, not cookie cutter, but, easy jobs like in the boonies or whatever. You got meth heads, crackheads, drug dealers, crazed people with firearms. So anyway, 500 LAPD officers on the job to protect these elitists. The other controversy, I don't know if this came to be. Maybe one of you guys can let us know. 844-551-8255, KJRadio.com. But Ryan Seacrest was supposedly controversial for the Oscars. He's been a mainstay, they said, on the red carpet for years, interviewing the A-listers, host of E! if you guys know what that is, E exclamation point. But there were allegations of sexual assault. And here's what I'm going to tell you. If you haven't noticed, the Me Too movement hasn't gotten a whole lot of coverage these days. People are beginning to say, wait a minute, is everybody a sexual predator? Is every man going to be accused of sexual predation? I was talking to folks the other day that was saying, Kevin, these were guys going, what could you, who knows what's going to come up in 30, 40 years that you thought was an innocent flirtation or you were doing nothing. And they'll go, well, and I go, let me tell you, trust me, every guy is on notice for this. I don't have any fear of it. What are you going to do to me? So, but every guy's on notice for this kind of nonsense. But when they went after Seacrest, I saw a little bit of it. I don't remember. I was at the airport or something, and I saw Kelly Ripa hug Ryan Seacrest and say, "I have full faith in you, Ryan," and gives him a kiss on the cheek or whatever. Which, by the way, somebody will probably say that was Ryan Seacrest sexually harassing her, or she was intimidated and did it. But regardless of how it happened, I believe they're starting to overplay their hands, because now people are going, well, he supposedly molested his hairdresser or something like that, and it was over a period of years. Let me tell you, if the hairdresser didn't say, you know what, I'm leaving. I saw a little bit of the story. They said this: the ex-stylist of Ryan Seacrest, who claimed she endured years of unwanted sexual misconduct, was put in physically inappropriate situations on multiple occasions, according to a former co-worker who said he witnessed the alleged harassment. Here's what he goes on to say. She would go to tie a shoe and Ryan would shove his head towards her crotch. I mean, look, these stories are getting so outlandish that the women's movement is losing, and rightfully so. Half of the women, I guarantee you, if Seacrest shoved her head towards his crotch, it's because the woman goes, Ryan, you can shove my head towards your crotch. I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, she hung around for years. If you were going to book Ryan Seacrest and that's what he does, would you stay doing it? Secondarily, does anybody believe this woman dropped to tie his shoes? Let me ask you this, guys. What woman would drop to tie your shoes? Has your wife done it? Maybe. But it's only because she's crazy about you. Because let me tell you, I don't know of a woman that just drops to tie your shoes because she's, doesn't have any interest in you. We'll be back.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.